Hey, I think I am live.
Goodness, I totally apologize. My phone started. I'm going
No
to put it
worries.
on not disturb right now. Dear Lord.
No worries, because right now EAA, which is the air convention, is going on. So hopefully the microphone doesn't pick up the planes that
Oh,
pass through. Yeah.
that is funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I am turning off. Okay, there we
Okay.
go.
So hi.
Hi.
I'm going live with StreamYard today. I'm Heidi Springborn, and I have my favorite person in the whole wide world, Heidi Whitehair, with me today. So I'm going to just ask Heidi some questions about just kind of a one-on-one chat, because there's a lot of things that I want to know about Heidi. What got me involved with this company was basically your inspiration and just seeing what you've done. It really pulled me out of a dark place. So if you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So how did you become CEO anyways?
Well, long story. I'll make it really short though. I actually found the industry of health and wellness almost 25 years ago. October will be 25 years. I really found it very much by accident. I had just had my third baby. He was dealing with some breathing issues because he was preemie. And I was looking for a way to help him. And I didn't want to go the traditional route. And so I was kind of doing some research, but not really, because I didn't know really where to go. And I was on a field trip with my middle daughter, Jordan, at the pumpkin patch. And so when I say I found health and wellness at the pumpkin patch, that's the God's honest truth. There was a mom there talking about her daughters and how they had started back to school and were not dealing with any of the stuff that happens seasonally in the fall. And I thought, maybe this is what I've been looking for. And so I didn't know her. I was eavesdropping. She wasn't talking to me. I was being nosy. And she was handing out samples of a product. And so I just kind of grabbed it. It was actually a weight management product, which I desperately needed, but I was more worried about Kyle at that point. I was nursing him, so I was a little worried about doing a weight management product anyways. So I called my doctors, called the pediatrician, and said, what do you think of this product line? And they said, worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get healthier. And so I invited her to my house that night and got started on the products, discovered the business opportunity because I really quickly figured out everyone in my life felt just like I did. They wanted better sleep, better health, better energy, lose weight, make money, something. And so I just started sharing with my girlfriends and helping them get the same great results I was getting. The business kind of started happening. I ended up being the top income earning promoter for that company for 18 years. And then I had the amazing opportunity. A gentleman came to me and said, I would love to help you open your own company. That was going to be 7 years ago this October, 7 years ago. And so when you say CEO, the beautiful thing about what we get to do as promoters is we're all CEOs of our own businesses because we're independent. Sure. Now, the beauty is we work at it for a system. The company has support and systems to work within, but we all own our own businesses, meaning whether we want to do it part-time or full-time or somewhere in between, that's up to us. And whatever we choose to do with our business, as long as it's within the rules and regulations of the company, we can do that. So we're all CEOs of our own companies. And I didn't know that with my first business, like my first company. I didn't realize that I was every day running my business just naturally. And so I feel like that company was like an on-the-job training. So when I became CEO of Innov8tive and opened this company, again, on-the-job training, I don't have any special skills. I don't have any special training. I don't have any special anything other than I love the products. I love my people, and I kind of bring the two together.
So then how did Innov8tive start? Where did that all come from?
When my partner, I heard that plane. Yeah. When my partner came to me and said, I'd love to help you open your own company. he flew me to Dallas and we chit-chatted about everything. And he gave me a couple different opportunities. You know, you can do an existing company we have, you can make your own. And I really was excited about making my own. So Innov8tive started with a concept of a couple products. I already knew I had a field of people following me that were as excited about starting a company as I did. And then we just came up with the name. And I wanted to be innovative in all ways, meaning I love the products I was taking currently at that point, but I wanted to make them even better, like more innovative, think outside the box. What would do people need? Because, you know, like when I started, I had littles. Now, 25 years later, I have grandchildren. So it evolves, and I wanted our product and our company to evolve as well.
So did your littles, is that what inspired you to kind of grow this network that you have right now?
So I was a daycare provider for 10 years, and it was a great way to stay home with my kids. I had, when I found network marketing, I actually had a 5-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And when my 10-year-old was born, I was working in corporate America and discovered really quickly I didn't want to leave her in daycare. I cried every day going to work. I would go see her on my lunch hour, cry on my way back in the afternoon, and then be so thrilled to pick her up at the end of the day. And my daycare provider actually looked at me one day and said, "You should open a daycare." She said, there's a big need for good daycares and you would be perfect at it. And I'll tell you, the concept, Heidi, was you could do that. Like I was raised in a family where you punched a time clock. I was raised in a family where you went to work, you made just barely enough money to pay your bills and barely get by and maybe have a little extra for the weekend. And then you did it all again. And my mom worked 2 and 3 jobs. She was a single mom of 5 kids. So that was my whole concept of working. And so when she said you could be a daycare provider, I thought you could do that. And it was a way to be home with my daughter. So I went to my boss at the time. I worked in corporate America, and I said, I'm going to quit and open a daycare. And she said, great, you can take my son. And I was like, woohoo, I got my first kid, right? So I did that for 10 years and it was awesome, but I had 2 more children. So I had 3 of my own. At the end of the day, my 10-year-old would get off the bus and she'd be waiting in line to talk to her own mother. That was just not something Ken and I wanted to do. So when network marketing came, well, health and wellness, because it wasn't anything about the business. I didn't know about the business. I didn't have any concept of that. I didn't know anyone that did it, but the products, I loved them so much. And I was so passionate about the fact that I got my energy back. I started losing weight after I quit nursing Kyle. His issues were disappearing. Ken's seasonal issues were disappearing. And I just was so in love with that I was naturally sharing we didn't have websites back then. So my sponsor was bringing me cash and handing me cash. And I'm like, well, what is this for? And she said, for referring your friends. That's how this whole concept works. You share a product you love and you get paid a profit. And I thought I could do that. I went to my husband and he laughed at me. He said, there's no way you can do that because you're super shy. But I need to be brutally honest. When you find a product that works like this and makes such an impact on people's lives, why would you not share it? Why would you not say to somebody, this may be what you've been looking for? And so I would have done it for free. I was doing it for free in the beginning because I didn't know about the whole business side of it. But I wanted to be home with my kids. That was the end of, I just wanted to be home with my kids. And this allowed me that opportunity.
I agree with you. Like I've always been a skeptical person. Like, don't buy into the snake oil. But once I was introduced to this and I started trying them and changing, I was sold.
Yeah.
And then once I started seeing and going to trainings and seeing you talk, and the more you talked and the more I saw the network that you've built, that really inspired me inside to want to be better.
Well, do you know what skepticism is, right? All
Pardon?
skepticism, most people don't realize what skepticism is. All skepticism is you just don't understand it. That's it. And my first mentor said to me this saying, what people aren't up on, they're down on. And what that means is what people don't understand, they're going to put it down. I was skeptical too, but the driving force of my kids and being home with my kids and not wanting to do daycare and not really having an option, because my husband was a captain for Seattle Fire at the time, and he worked 24 to 48-hour shifts. How do I have a traditional job for that? You can't. And so I had to do something around his career. And this was a perfect fit. It was like the two paths of my life merged together, and they drove me to want to be home. So I had to put that skepticism aside and really take a look and be honest with myself. Is this something I could do? Is this something that will work around my schedule? I didn't have a plan B. I had to make this work. And the beautiful thing about, there's so many great things about network marketing, but the best part is that you are really impacting people on such a positive way. Like, people want to feel better. They want to look better. They want to make extra money and not be stressed all the time. You are literally handing them a gift every day that you're sharing something with them. And what's better than that? I don't care if you're skeptical, like, figure it out. And once you do, once you realize the power, you can't unknow that.
You mentioned a mentor. Is there somebody, because like I said, you just what you've built and what you're about, being a good human, because that's what's important to me.
Yeah.
Is there a certain something, person, someone, something that inspired you to be the leader that you are?
I would say several. My first mentor in the world of network marketing was the first owner of my company. And he was tough. I got off the phone with him many times crying. But what he gave me, what he taught in me, is strength. He taught me to have a backbone and to really stand up for the things that you believe in. He also taught me a lot about integrity, believe it or not. I, again, was raised by a single mom, 3 kids. My mom taught me work ethic. She taught me that you never give up, like, your family's worth fighting for. And then I've had some really good mentors along the way in the form of, like, the movie The Secret. I'll tell you, when I watched the movie The Secret and so did some personal growth, it changed my world, because I was so skeptical. And honestly, because I'm older, so I can say this, but I think young people in general think they know everything. And I was that person. I thought I knew everything. I know what that stuff is all about. I didn't know anything about anything. And so opening your mind to that growth and to realize that maybe you have something to learn is where the skepticism, I think, gets put aside, and you learn that maybe there's more to this than you really think. So mentors along the way have been a lot of them. Some I know, some I don't. But I think the inspiration comes from my kids, and then the driving force of just putting one foot in front of the other to be the best mom and grandma that I can be is probably the biggest one.
So how have you built the confidence that you have and resiliency over the course of your career?
By making a whole ton of mistakes. People can't be afraid of making mistakes or making missteps. I've made tons of them. But with that's all personal growth. And I always say, when you're going through the eye of the storm on personal growth, it's painful. You're like, ugh, this feels terrible. But on the other side, you never go back, right? On the other side, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm like a whole new, stronger person. So personal growth, every time I got off the phone with my first mentor crying and thinking to myself, he's such a jerk. And I did. I thought that many, 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 many times. But he was trying to teach me a level of strength to get me through that personal growth that was coming. Because, I don't want to get into particulars, but you go through life and you meet certain people that don't always have the best of intentions. And I am a very trusting person. And I'm also a person that kind of forgives and forgets a little too easy sometimes. But those people help me be who I am today. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to the person that introduced me to network marketing. Her name is Kelly. I thank her often because literally when I met Kelly at the pumpkin patch that day, it was a fork in the road for the Whitehair family. And because I set my skepticism aside and I took a look at that, and I was more worried about getting Kyle results on the products than anything else, we went this way. Had we gone this way, I don't even know what life would have looked like at this point. Like, we have healthy children and healthy grandchildren, and Ken and I are healthy, and financially we're able to provide a lifestyle for our family and other people. We are able to bless other people all the time. And that to me is when people have financial success, I think they do I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a new house. I want to buy. And it becomes so much bigger than that when you can bless other people.
You mentioned that, and I've been going through this because I was in the eye of the storm and I say Innov8tive found me because somebody dropped it in my lap. It was a gift from like above.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw the results and saw the change and saw the growth within me and started talking about it and wanting to do this, like wanting to do this all the time, there are some not so supportive people.
No.
How do you persevere through those tough times and through those people that aren't so supportive?
Well, they don't live my life. They don't pay my bills. They're not married to my husband. They're not mom and grandma to my kids and grandkids. So as much as I, maybe love them, maybe they're a person in my life that I really love. So my very first person that kind of along the lines of what you're talking about was my sister. And we were so super close, like so close. I talked to her 10 and 15 times a day. We traveled together. We did everything together. And she didn't understand network marketing. So what she was not up on, she was down on. But I had to realize that I wouldn't work the job she works. I wouldn't be married to the man she's married. I wouldn't be living in the house she lived. Like, don't let other people decide your life for you. And if there's people watching right now that are like, this network marketing thing, or, vitamins or voodoo or, snake oil or whatever, open your mind and realize there might be a better way you don't know about yet. When I found, the business side, network marketing, but the health and wellness side, I realized not only is it a better way, it's the only way for me. I don't want to be an employee. I don't want to get on a commute on a freeway every single day and go to someone's business that I'm making them money and making their future. I want to make my future, my family's future. And I'm driven every single day by wanting to be the best person I can be for the people in my life. And yes, it starts with my own personal family, but the field is my family. Like, these people have become my extended family, and watching people like you, Heidi, grow and shine and bloom, you can't worry about the naysayers. The naysayers don't, some of them, not all of them, but the naysayers don't want you to be successful. Because if you're successful, that means they're not, or they're going to have to try harder, or they're going to have to rise to the occasion. We all have different bars we set in our life, right? This is the bar. If your bar is on the ground, which a lot of people's are, that's not your problem. That's not your business. You choose the bar for you. You choose the bar for your life. And that is what you reach for, because we only get one time around the sun, right? The one life. And if you're not going to make the most of it, why not? Why wouldn't you? Why would you not want to be the best version of yourself? And if it's just you're better than you should be your own competition, first off. Yeah. But if you're not better tomorrow than you are today, why not? And I think about it, that I started running about 1.5 years ago, because I share this story a lot. I couldn't run a year and a half ago. April of last year, I bought a treadmill, couldn't run, really wanted to learn. I, teased that if I was running, it's because I was running from the cops or a bear. Like there's no way I would run because I was out of breath all the time, right? I couldn't do it. Started with 30 seconds. And I did 30 seconds a couple of days. And then I did 1 minute a couple of days. And then I built up. And now I can run 45 minutes straight. Physically, I'm at my fitness level at this age versus what it was 20, even 30 years ago is completely 100% different. Why would I not want to be the best version of me? Like, I'm not in competition with other people. I'm in competition with myself.
And I've always personally set my bar high. I don't set others high, I set my own high. And once I started seeing results within me and my, just personally me changing, I'm a paramedic by trade and I do these 24-hour shifts and it's a lot of time. And that's a lot of time I don't get to spend with the people I love.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more time becomes the most important asset.
Yeah.
So I just see all these the possibilities with this. And I kind of have to know, like, what are your tips for growing a company? What are the secrets to your success for like someone like me?
Get up every day and say to yourself, how can I be the best version of me? How can I help with my own business today? How can I help my team? And how can I help the company? And when you do that, you're thinking about your own personal business and thinking about how can I help my customers be better? How can I help my promoters be better? And how can I help my company be better? We all rise together. And we have such a concept in our world of people like, oh, if you're doing better, then I must not be. And there's enough to go around. You should have an abundance mindset. There's enough to go around for every single person. And you're right. As a paramedic, you're 24-hour shifts and you're giving physically, mentally, emotionally so much. Mm-hmm. I know I've been married to one for 32 years. Ken has been retired just a year. He was in the department for 33. And it was one of the things that I watched him go to work, and he worked every overtime shift because that's what you do financially, right? To pay the bills and get ahead and all of that. And when I realized that network marketing could allow me to not have to have him go do all those overtime shifts, it drove me even more because I wanted him to have time with our kids too. It's not just about me as their mom. It's about him as their dad, because you don't get that time back. And again, not a lot of people realize this, but your line of work takes its toll.
It does.
It takes its toll emotionally, mentally, physically, takes its toll. I look at my husband now, thanks to our CBD product. He wishes he would have had that 33 years ago when he started his career. Because you don't unsee the things you guys see. And it has made him a calmer, gentler, kinder human being. It has allowed him to deal with some of the stuff that he deals with on a daily basis. And so if you're listening and people are not on our CBD 0 THC product, get on it yesterday. Like, it is so incredibly amazing nervous system in your body. But I look at you, Heidi, and I realize, because I've lived through it for 30 years with men, I know what's happening for you. I know that all of the tools. Network marketing is almost like your outlet, right? It's almost like the positive side of what you get to do. Okay, let your light shine. That's how I think about it. Is share with people what you have. It's not up to you. You're the messenger. That's it. Don't judge. Don't decide for people whether they want it or not. You just share it with everyone. And you'll find your people. You'll find the people that want to align with you and that want to build a better life like you do.
That's how I feel about the people I've met within this family. I finally, after 44 years of looking and waiting and thinking I wasn't going to find them, I found my tribe. And the CBD product is what changed my whole outlook. I'm not able to I can tell when I need to put on another one.
Yeah. Well, and
So
the thing I will say to you and every other person that's watching this right now is be the best version of you, because if you're the best version of you and you're on a path of health and wellness and financial abundance, whatever it is, that's what you will attract into your path. And so, Heidi, you were already on that path moving towards us as your tribe, as you call us, when you found us. Because if you wouldn't have aligned with us, if you wouldn't have been on that path already, you wouldn't have found us.
that's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got one last question for you.
Okay.
Knowing what you know now, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently when you first started?
No. And you know why I say no is because I wouldn't be who I am today if I changed anything. Were there some really painful parts along the way? Yes. And really people are the best part of this, and people are the worst part of this. And there's people, unfortunately, in your life that want what you have but aren't willing to put in the work for it. And those are the people that if I were to change anything, I wouldn't have met them along the way. But then again, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be as strong as I am today. I wouldn't have the tribe I have today. I would not have had the personal growth to grow into who I am today without those obstacles.
You are, how do I say this? I am who I am because of all the mistakes that I have made. I am who I am because of the amount of times that I've fallen and had to figure out how to pick myself back up.
Yep. And that will be your life story. It's not, if everybody thinks life is perfect and it's all going to be just easy, they need to think again, and they probably haven't lived very much, because we grow, like we talk about personal growth, but we grow through these things and we become the person that I feel like God intended us to be. And I'll leave it with this. We were not meant to live an ordinary life. In my opinion, we were meant to be extraordinary. And so whatever that is for you, as a person, that's whatever lights you up, whatever makes you so excited to get up every single day and be passionate about what you're doing, do that, because the world needs more of that.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Heidi? Because I have loved every moment of this and all my questions have been answered.
Thank you for inviting me on this. It's fun for me to talk about health and wellness, but also network marketing, because it has been so impactful to my life and continues to be every single day. So I'm always so excited to share it and to help other people be successful. So if you're watching and you haven't started with network marketing, innovative nutrition, Heidi, whatever the case may be, what are you waiting for? It literally is a game changer.
True wealth is good health.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Have an amazing day.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.